Welcome to our 5 on 5. Please be joined today by Tasha Cadotte, a media and community manager for Pembina. Good to see you. Thanks so much for being here.
Nice to meet you. Thanks
for coming. So Pembina is the company looking to make the proposed Pacific Connector pipeline that would cross sections of Coos, Douglas, Jackson, and Klamath counties. You guys are also behind the proposed LNG facility in Coos Bay, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, Pembina has been around for 60 years, operating pipeline and infrastructure projects across North America. So we are the new owner of the Jordan Cove project, which is both the pipeline and the terminal. And we have been around for a long time doing this. Pembina is a North American company. The Jordan Cove project is owned by Pembina US Corporation. And we have seen a lot of momentum just behind, since when we've taken over the project in the recent time.
Okay, yeah, and I want to ask you about last week's update in a second. But you guys are, as you said, big international company, Canadian company. So how many pipelines or facilities do you operate in the USA?
We operate across North America 11,000 miles of pipeline. Just to put that into context, Oregon has 18,000 miles of natural gas pipeline. So we have been doing this for a long time. We've been around for 60 years. We have an exemplary safety record, and we operate a lot of pipe.
Okay, and you operate pipe in Oregon?
Yeah, okay. We own 50% of the Ruby pipeline that is going to connect into the Jordan Cove project that comes through California. Okay,
so last week, I referenced that update, last week the Federal Energy Regulatory Commission, or FERC as it's called, gave measured approval for the twice denied project and pipeline. Has that changed your approach at all? Is this just another step?
Well, since Pembina took over the project last year, we have taken on a different approach to how this project has been managed from other companies. We call it the Pembina way. It's about building relationships. It's about sitting down with people and talking through concerns. It's about working with our landowners. And so no, we will do things the way that we've always done, because that's how we've seen success. And it's about building relationships, and it's about making a net positive impact on communities.
Yeah, so among FERC's many recommendations, it proposed the companies involved, or you guys primarily, identify safe working areas, do construction during the dry season, and install temporary erosion control devices. That's just among a longer list, of course. But was there anything that especially presents a challenge to the company?
We're still reviewing the extensive document. As of now, we see no significant challenges, but what I can say is that we are committed to working through both the recommendations and the stuff that we can do on top of it. We've already committed more than $100 million in environmental mitigation towards things like restoring coho salmon habitat, towards avoiding old growth trees and habitat. And part of this process is hearing from FERC and the cooperating agencies on what their recommendations are, and to continuing to working with stakeholders to find out ways that we can continue to mitigate and to build a great project.
Okay, we're going to take a quick commercial break. Yep. Much more in just a moment. Stay with us. Welcome back to our 5 on 5. Again, we're here with Tasha Cadotte, the media and community manager for Pembina. So Klamath County Commissioners and the City of Malin support the pipeline and project, but Jackson County Commissioners, and it seems to our reporters who've been there, the vast majority of Jackson and Klamath County citizens at recent Oregon Department of State Lands public hearings are overwhelmingly against it. Is that a concern?
Well, what I can say is that we are committed to sitting down and talking to the Klamath County Commissioners. What we have found through years in working with stakeholders, that it's important to sit down and have a conversation, and we look forward to having the opportunity to do that for the first time with Klamath County Commissioners. The people that...
I should interject, with Klamath County Commissioners, they've supported the project. You mean Jackson?
With Jackson County Commissioners, excuse me, yes. Mm-hmm. In terms of the progress that has been made so far with the landowners, I think is an important thing to talk about. We have had more success doing things the Pembina way with landowners than the project has in the past 14 years. And that's because we have sat down with landowners to talk to them about their concerns, to understand the land, and to explain to them the process of the easements. So easements are common. They're voluntary easements. We are not taking anyone's land. We're working with them to sign a voluntary easement. And we released an update that we had worked with the majority of landowners across the project, including Jackson County, to sign voluntary easements on the land, and we have continued to make great progress. And we have the majority of landowners who have come to Pembina and said, we believe in your approach, we understand what you're doing, and we will work and partner with you on this project.
A previous Pembina VP and general counsel once said after a Pembina pipeline spill that, quote, you can't move oil without having spills. Again, we're talking about oil. But does that rule also apply for natural gas?
There is natural gas in the pipeline. Natural gas doesn't spill. It dissipates. The pipelines will be buried deep underground. There are 18,000 miles of pipeline existing here in Oregon that transport natural gas, and there is an exemplary safety record. Pembina has had an exemplary safety record in operating the 11,000 miles of pipeline. So we take it very serious. We monitor the pipelines 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We have automatic and manual shut-off switches, and anybody in the company is empowered to stop operations at any time they see something unsafe.
Okay, and approximately how many locals would be involved in, I mean, if it's all the way approved and you guys are building this pipeline, it's a lot of jobs.
Yep.
How many will be local jobs, or are people going to be coming in with a certain level of expertise that our locals just don't have?
So during construction, we anticipate over 6,000 jobs, and we are working with, we have contracts in place with our union friends to ensure that over 70% of the contracts will be awarded to locals. During operations, we will have over 215 permanent family wage jobs created across the project.
Okay, and you mentioned, you know, when I referenced a previous oil pipeline spill, you talked about how these pipes are buried. Southern Oregon, you may or may not know, has had some massive wildfire seasons of late. How will you mitigate the risk of a natural gas explosion that could become something that, you know, kind of takes over the whole region, if you will, as any fire could?
Yeah, we have operated in many areas that have risk of wildfires, and I think it's important to note that the pipelines are buried deep underground, so so anywhere from 3 feet underground to 140 feet underground under major water bodies. And it's important to know that because they are sheltered from the heat. We also, like I said, we monitor the pipelines 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. They have automatic and manual shut-off switches. There will be a perimeter around the right-of-way that also provides a fire break. So in areas like Oregon or anywhere else where we operate where wildfires are concerned, that's an important mitigation that actually stops the spread of wildfires. Not only that, but it's an important part of what we do in partnering with volunteer and professional fire departments to train and to prepare for situations. We partner with every local fire department, both volunteer and professional, across our operations, and ensure that we have plans in place. And you know, there's no better partner in a situation like that than a company who completely you know, focuses on safety in everything that we do. So,
okay, all right. Thank you for being here. Great to meet you. Appreciate it. Stay with us. We'll be right back.